Hi, welcome back to another video. Cindy Leader, lattes and more. I wanted to talk about something that keeps coming up, kind of piqued my interest months and months ago, something I had never heard of in my half century time here on this planet. But now I'm curious because it keeps coming up in the news. I'm talking about rare earths. Earths is how they categorize it. What are rare earths? Why are they important? And then the other spin-off of that is critical minerals. What is that? So the more I heard it recently, the more I wanted to dig into it for you and just give you my opinion on where I think that's leading, why it's important. It's important. Global leaders it's all they talk about. And what I discovered are some stocks that you might want to follow that are rare earth stocks. I will be following them. I will be doing a little bit of not forex trading, US 30 that I trade, but some side trading. I think I'm going to open a little account and play with some stocks that I can't trade on the broker that I use for forex. So that's my goal for this coming year. But let's get into rare earths. Let me get myself set up and we'll talk about it. Yeah. So let's talk about what they are, why they're called that, I guess. Where they're found, what countries have the most of them, which is a key point, and what they're used for. Did I say that? I don't know if I said that. So rare earths there's 17 special metals that fall into the category of rare earths. Most of them you have not heard of. You know what? I'm going to bring up that periodical chart. Hold on, I forgot about that. Okay, so here's your chart. Welcome back to high school chemistry class. What? So it's these puppies, these lanthanide 15 and whatever these two are. I've never heard of any of these. I don't have the list of their real names. You don't know them. You don't know. It's like all these made up minerals. Anyway, so that's the chart. We can look at that for a minute. So, why are they called rare earths? Why? Why? Rare minerals. But the thing about them that makes it's not that they're rare, it's just that they're hard to break out of these big chunks of rocks that they're in. So it's harder to process. It's harder to separate. So they're harder to get at. So they're rare earths. Maybe I'll just continue to say it like that. So what do we use them for? We use these minerals. Kudos to the guy who found them, or the people who found them. We use them for smartphones and tablets, electric cars, wind turbines, headphones and speakers, TVs, computer screens, and military equipment. Um, Without them, things wouldn't be as strong. Things would be weaker. Things wouldn't work the fast-paced way that we want them to. Okay. Um, they're great at making magnets very strong. We need magnets and a whole bunch of equipment that we use in computers, especially. They help electronics use energy more efficiently. Okay. They create bright colors on screens. I really had a lot of fun researching this. Um, So, why do people talk about them so much? So, this was interesting too. Mining and processing them, getting them out of the earth and breaking them apart and making them usable is not really good for the environment. Don't ask me to go into that. I'm sure that's true. The electricity, the power, the hydropower, most likely. Um, Only a few countries produce most of them. Okay. Um, and they're also very important for national security. So we know what our world looks like today. So demand keeps growing as technology keeps going. Um, so somebody put it, rare earths are equal to tiny metals that power big technology. I guess that's supposed to help you remember. Okay. It doesn't. It doesn't. Um, Again, so used in electronics, um, like computers and televisions, things like that, renewable energies, wind turbines, electric vehicles. Hello. Electric vehicles depend on the powerful magnets made by neodymium and dysprosium. I wonder where those are in here. I don't see any one of those that starts with a D. Oh, maybe this one, D. Oh, probably this one, right? Dysprosium, maybe? And I don't know what? What? Neodymium. Okay. Whew. I'm not even embarrassed about that. Um, they're used in defense and REEs that are vital to military applications. I did look up REE. Now I have to go look that up. So let me just look up REE. Oh, rare earth elements. It came to me just as I was about to like pause and go back. Um, so rare earth elements are used in medical technology. I mean, listen to this. Who knew? It's really only come about since we've been talking about defense, I feel. Used in MRI, contrast agents under screens, medical imaging, and other diagnostic tools. And they're essential catalysts for industrial processes, including petroleum refining and chemical manufacturing. So we need them. And they're hard to get at, and only a few countries like break it down, and that makes them really good to be friends with. I wanted to show you. Let me pause and show you um, who has the most rare earths. Just really interesting. I really have enjoyed putting this together for you. So here are the countries. I know this is 2024. The link to this at 2025, like how much is it going to change? So it gives you a basic idea. I feel like the article said this is still valid. Um, Rare earths, and there were two more. I just forget who they were. I honestly, I wrote them down and then I don't know, but I know I wrote them down. There were two other countries. Look who holds the most. Yeah. Oh, here we go. What, Greenland? Why could we be pushing so much to acquire Greenland? Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah, exactly. So those are the folks who hold the most. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we have some in Nevada and Alaska and someplace else. Someplace else I read is where our rare earths are. But let's now quickly talk about critical minerals. Like what that's been coming up. Not as much, but now I hear, oh, critical minerals. I'm like, is that different? How is that different? So let's go see how that is different. So critical minerals are things we've heard of. We've heard of them. Cobalt, nickel, lithium, um, graphite. Is that right? The other lithium, cobalt. Yeah, those are like some of the top ones. There's a gazillion of them I want to show you. Let's do that. And then um anything you use, your phones, your AirPods, everything that you're using to get information, your computer, critical minerals. So those are also really hard to get at, to mine. And I was just reading, I mean, I love all this. Um, this article I'm reading from Georgia Tech just last May was saying the U.S. depends heavily on imports for most critical minerals. In 2024, the U.S. imported 80% that it used, 100% of gallium, yeah, okay, and natural graphite, 48% to 76% of lithium, nickel, and cobalt. So we're going to start trying to process here. I was reading also so that we're not so dependent on other countries, but let me show you the list of critical minerals, which it seems like they're just as hard to extract as and I'm pretty sure I cut myself off there. I was saying that they're just as difficult to mine as rare earths are. Look at this list, this 2025 list of critical minerals. Now, some of them we've heard of. Aluminum, barite, I've heard of. Cobalt, copper, uh, gallium, only because I just said that to you. Graphite. All these other ones, lead, lithium, nickel, phosphate. So, silicon, silver. Okay. Uranium, zinc. These Y ones? What the heck? What the heck? Oh, zirconium. Cubic zirconium? Is that right? Like cubic zirconium, like a ring? I don't know. Anyway, um, we need all these. Like no one has ever been talking about these before. So, I think what I wanted to say about that is you want to make sure, oh my gosh, excuse me, I'm just gonna cough. You want to make sure that you are friends with the countries who can supply these minerals, right? And rare earths, because otherwise you're gonna, your country's gonna fall behind. You need them to make things. We need to make things for our GDP. We need to produce things. We need to employ people. And I feel like I did not see Ukraine in that list, but I feel like yeah, yes. I don't know why it was not in that list, but that is how I first heard of rare earths because the area that is under question right now of who actually still has rights to that land is full of rare earths. Like I said, we have some. China has the most. Greenland. Not a surprise that, we're trying to acquire Greenland because it gives us access and we can protect better. Oh, yeah. Oh, it just happens to have rare earths. Okay. Now I want to like pause and look that up. Definitely. And then I have one more thing to say. Yeah, so here we go. This is as of April 2025. But get this last paragraph. Ukraine has significant deposits of rare earth metals. And like we said, 17 elements. We knew that. Weapons, electronics, um, 19 million tons of graphite, 7% of Europe's titanium, home to a third of all European lithium, beryllium, uranium, copper, manganese. Gee, I wonder why someone would want to have this area in Kyiv. Come on. So I feel like it's important to keep your eyes on this if you're a trader, um, global citizen. This is why rare earths, critical minerals. Now you know the difference. Dig more into it if you want. But one thing that interests me as I trade, like I said, trade a little on the side, other than forex and US 30, I found three um three rare earth stocks. Why not? Two are on the New York Stock Exchange and one is on NASDAQ. So the two that are on the New York Stock Exchange are the Lithium Americas Corporation, Lithium Americas, ticker LAR, MP Materials, MP Materials, ticker MP, and USA Rare Earth Inc. USA Rare Earth Inc. Incorporated, ticker USAR, and that one is on the NASDAQ. So, uh, how fun. How fun. I will let you know if I trade those stocks and I'm adding them to my list to watch every day. Oh, let's go do that. Hold on. Let's go do that. Let's just like look them up really quick and see how they're doing. Wait, I forgot where I'm going. All right, hold on. Oh, that's Lithium. Why does it say Argentina? Lithium America. Where's Lithium America? Maybe they changed their name. Interesting. Canadian. What? It's Canadian. I love it. Let's just see what they've been doing the past 6 months. What a surprise. What's happening here? February. Oh, so this is fairly new. What's happening since February? I wonder why it's dropped. Let's go to our next one. What are we doing? MP. MP materials. How are we doing last 6 months? Uh, what happened? What happened, little ticker? Okay. Um, Possibly hard to mine. Where is this? Oh, Las Vegas. Yeah, I said Nevada, right? Out of Las Vegas. Wonder what's going on there. These were new to me, so no idea. And what was the other one? U.S. Rare Earth, USAR. Oklahoma, Stillwater. Why does that sound familiar? $18 a share. Up today. What are they doing the past 6 months? I don't know. We just get kind of excited. 3.9 market share. I mean, market cap. Interesting. I don't know. I might have to play around with some of these stocks. So this is something you could do. This is something you could take advantage of. Um, if if you don't believe that rare earths are going to become critical in this time and age, they will. They will. They're just expensive to get out, but we need them. So we have to figure out a way. I just saw an article also while I was researching for you that some companies are trying to take the mining dust from finding these minerals and also using that to help power things. It's a whole rabbit hole, my friends. But I hope that explained what rare earths are, why they're important, where they are, how to capitalize on it through stocks and critical minerals, and what that is. I hope that helped. It was very eye-opening for me. All right, stay tuned for the next video. Thanks, guys. See you soon.